Hello and welcome to Learn English with Podcasts. This podcast is for learning English and practicing listening skills. You can train your ears and improve your understanding. You will hear simple sentences and clear conversations. Today we talk about a special topic. It is about the first solo trip. Many people decide to travel alone at least once in their life. They want to see new places, meet new people, and learn something about themselves. A solo trip can be exciting, a little scary, but also full of new experiences. Imagine you want to take your first solo trip. First, you think about the destination. Do you want to go to a big city, to the sea, or to the mountains? You look at pictures online, you read short articles, and you compare prices. Every decision is yours. This feels new, but also interesting. Then the day of the trip arrives. You pack your bag. You check your passport, your ticket, and your money. You go to the airport or the train station. You do everything alone. At the beginning you may feel unsure, but step by step you notice that you can manage it. When you sit in the plane or train, you look out of the window. You see new landscapes. You think, now my adventure begins. No one tells you what to do. You are free. This feeling is strong and exciting. When you arrive in the new city, you look for your hotel. You ask for directions. You use simple sentences. Maybe you make small mistakes, but people still understand you. You feel more confident. You think, I can do this. In the evening you go for a walk. You see streets, shops, and restaurants. Everything is new. You hear different languages and see many faces. You feel a little strange, but also curious. You tell yourself that tomorrow you want to explore more. The next morning you visit a museum or a park. You buy a ticket, you read short texts, and you listen to explanations. You learn something about the culture of the place. You take photos and maybe write a few notes. You feel proud because you organized everything alone. Of course, there are also small problems. Maybe you cannot find the right bus. Maybe you do not understand the signs. But you ask someone and you get help. You learn that it is okay not to know everything. You can always ask. In the evening you sit in a cafe. You drink tea or coffee. You watch the people around you. You think, I am here alone, but I am not lonely. I am learning, growing, and discovering new things. This is the end of the first part of our story about the first solo trip. In the next part, the journey continues with new experiences and new feelings. The next morning you wake up early. You open the curtains and see the city in the soft morning light. You feel calm and ready for a new day. You think about the places you want to visit. You take your small map and plan a simple route. You decide to walk slowly and enjoy everything around you. You leave the hotel and start your walk. The streets are not very busy yet. You hear birds, you see people going to work, and you feel like you are part of the city. You stop at a bakery and buy a small breakfast. You sit near the window and watch the street. You think about how different life feels when you travel alone. You have time to notice small things. After breakfast, you visit a famous square. Many tourists are there. Some take photos, some talk loudly, some look confused. You smile because you also felt confused on your first day. Now you feel more confident. You walk slowly and look at the buildings. You read short signs and learn a little about the history of the place. Later you decide to join a short city tour. The guide speaks clearly and uses simple words. You understand most of it. You walk with the group and listen. You learn about old streets, important buildings, and local traditions. You feel happy because you can follow the explanations. You think, my listening skills are getting better. In the afternoon, you take a bus to a park outside the city center. The ride is quiet. You look out of the window and see houses, trees, and people living their normal lives. When you arrive at the park, you walk along a small lake. The air is fresh. You sit on a bench and rest. You think about your trip so far. You think about the moments when you felt unsure and the moments when you felt strong. You take a few photos and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. You tell yourself that traveling alone is not only about seeing new places. It is also about learning to trust yourself. You feel proud of your progress. In the evening, you return to the city. You choose a small restaurant for dinner. You order a simple meal and enjoy the quiet time. You listen to the sounds around you. You hear soft music, people talking, and dishes moving. You feel comfortable. On your last night, you walk through the city one more time. You look at the lights, the shops, and the people. You think about how different you felt on the first day. Now you feel stronger, calmer, and more open. You understand that a solo trip can change you in a good way. The next morning you pack your bag and check out of the hotel. You go to the station or airport. You feel ready to go home. You know that you will remember this trip for a long time. You learn to solve problems, to ask for help, and to enjoy your own company. When you arrive home, you tell your friends and family about your experience. They listen with interest. You explain that it was not always easy, but it was very meaningful. You say that you learned a lot about the world and about yourself. Thank you for listening to this podcast.